Hi everyone, welcome to Taylor Belly. It is the 9th of June 2025. It's been a while since I've done my videos. I have been meaning to do them, but life has, done its thing. Today I want to catch up. I want to tell you where I'm at. I'm finally getting to understand why I made my videos, what it's all about. It's actually nearly 6-7 weeks since I posted my last video. I actually just watched my day 30 video as well, and I had a look and someone's been watching my videos, which is great. So, have a little post, let me know who you are. That's great. So people are still watching my videos. I didn't think it would impact people, but it has. So I'm really grateful for that. Like I said, this was a challenge for myself from my friend John. It has changed my life. It's done a few curveballs, but I feel amazing. I feel lighter. I am definitely, like affirming in that video, I'm not who I was. Yes, I know that I wanted to go a certain path, but remember, universe, takes you on detours or tells you it's not right. So I'm trusting in everything that I've been teaching and letting everyone know that I've just been following my gut and my intuition, and it hasn't let me down. So we'll rewind. So I did, my 30 videos. I ended up getting a new job. Okay. I love my new job. I'm finally getting grounded in it. I'm full with my diary. I'm going to be working there Tuesdays and Fridays. The people that I see, like now I understand why I need to be over here now. It's given me, like if I look at all the different areas of my life, because I'm talking about manifestation, I'm talking about boundaries, I'm talking about healing, I'm talking about leveling up, I'm talking about letting things go, I'm talking about shifting things, I'm talking about getting connected to you, I'm talking about filling your cup, all of these things. So if I rewind, like 7 weeks ago, I'm in this new job. I've got my new clients. I've had to learn to, fill my cup. Still, I did want to do the 10K run in July, but I think I'm making peace with it that I will do it again. I promise I will do it again. But I was like, whatever I've done, I've been running to change my life. The marathon that I've been doing the last few years is about my life. And the last, 12 months, 18 months, it's overhauled, and you got to think to yourself too, look at how far you've come. So, I'm getting things sorted, like, every area of my life. Work is getting sorted, my families are getting sorted, like the house is getting sorted, all the things. I'm getting to do things that are fun again. Okay. Looking at what I eat, I'm finding right supplements for myself. When I've had enough, I've had enough. Like I can say no now. Sometimes I'm so like, I'm in the moment now. Okay. The thing is, like 7 weeks ago, like I did say that I was going to post more videos, but I also knew that I needed space within myself to figure out where I'm going, what to do, how to take care of myself. I talk about the chakras and I talk about our body, like for me, I'll tell you this straight up with, obviously I'm sitting in a car, I'm doing massage in different position. I'm looking after 14 people a week, but some of them are weekly, fortnightly. So there's more clients. I'm still looking after my clients at home. I've shifted my business, so it will be only Mondays and Wednesdays, so I can have that time to fill my cup. So that's huge for me. So there's so much going on. Like that's what I talk about, the chakras. My sacral chakra, that's the orange center. My lower back was killing me for a few weeks. So what's that center about? It's about emotions, creativity, all of that stuff. So, obviously it's also sitting in the car. There's that practical side of it. But then I had to also release a lot of old stuff. And I'm also working with a lot of new stuff with clients. But again, soon as I've shifted that, life is flowing. So I want to rewind that 7 weeks ago. And I said that I needed space, that I needed time. In my videos, I was talking about death, life, change, growing, healing. This job, this purpose that I'm doing now, 2 weeks later, after I posted these videos, I might get a bit emotional, but we'll see. My favorite client passed away. It's actually probably a month today. So I was teaching people about grief. I was teaching, about all these different things. And then within 2 weeks, it's turned up in my life. Now, this person that I looked after and massaged every week for 2 years, he had the biggest challenges and stuff. He wasn't an angel. He was like the cheekiest man. But I learned so much from him. He was like a dad to me, I also helped his family as well. He lived a good life. He was 83. But, grief is grief. So I had to deal with that. But I also had to, from him, I learned about, this is why I'm doing the work that I'm doing now. It is because of him. When I went to his service, it wasn't like in my family, Italian family and that, it's really full on. And, this was actually, he wanted to be celebrated. He also wanted to let people know that, you do everything that you can in your life and you enjoy and you be in the present moment. You have challenges, you have things in your life, you don't let it stop you. So it was like those videos became full circle. It taught me again, life will surprise you. Life will wake you up. Life will shake you. Everything happens for a reason. I will honor and remember all of those times I've had with him. I will definitely be running one day for him because that was something that, he wasn't able to do as he got older in his life, as I looked after him and massaged him in his wheelchair. But, he always wanted me to run too, so I will do that, but the timing's not right yet. That was a huge, so it feels like he's around and he's always he's like my biggest guide now. I feel that. He's also telling me to get my health sorted, which I will do. And we knew that was our conversations that we had. I also learned to not be sad that he's gone because he's free now. So, and he lived a really good life. So there was that. So I had to deal with that sort of stuff. I didn't think it would hit me as it did, but it did. Maybe it's because I am working with older people and I'm gonna, it's gonna happen. So there's that. So I didn't, so there's that. And then a couple of weeks ago, my nephew went missing. So I'm very grateful for everyone that helped. He's home, he's safe. But again, you can't control things in life. Things are gonna just, try and throw you off path. He's 14. He's got all the help that he can have now, and that's great. But at the end of the day, in that time, it was very fearful and worry, and there were the lower vibrations, that our whole family was in. Like, we could have focused on that, but we didn't. Like, my family's very in their faith, putting a candle up, praying, being positive, and he came back home. So, there's been a lot of, I don't expect you, I don't want you to feel sorry for me, but we all go through stuff like this. We all go through different challenges. Like, sometimes it feels like every time that you get on path, something wants to try and pull you back down. What I'm showing you is, I'm upset because I probably won't do my 10K race because I know I'm not ready for it, but I still will do it. Like, I'm finally getting my energy back, my space back, my time, everything just flowing. You can't do everything. But my message today, and that what I have learned in the last 7 weeks, we came here in this life to be present, to fully embrace what comes our way. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be messy. But the main thing is, like I said, my client passing away, my nephew doing what he did, me adjusting and learning and growing. Like, what do? You get back up and you just try again. Like, each day, it's going to piss you off. It's going to upset you. You feel your stuff. You acknowledge it. And then you move on. But at the same time, if you need space and you need time out and you need to integrate, like, for me, even though it's all a bit messy, but things are clearing out. And that is probably one thing that I'm making peace with in my life, that, for new things to come, you have to let go of the past. You have to also just roll with the punches. You just have to, it is what it is. But you look for the blessings in life. You look for the positive, okay? And another thing, I'm so grateful now where I am, because I've literally shifted and changed so much of my life in, basically, I would still say, in a short period of time. But even though the work, you haven't seen it, I have changed so much and shifted so much. And that's, universe helping, but at the end of the day, I'm still doing it. Because the one thing that I definitely learned from my client, from my nephew, from my work, from me, from my life, from my family's life, is that, it's a choice. Everything you do in this life is a choice. And those little choices add up to your path. Okay? And we are human, and we're allowed to mess up, and we're allowed to make the wrong choices, but at the end of the day, there are consequences. That's it. So I look at my client, I look at my nephew, I look at my life. The decisions that you make every day, it may even be something as simple as, I'm going to have a drink today, I'm going to have a smoke today, I'm not going to exercise, I'm going to eat that sugary donut, I'm going to hang out with the wrong people. Like, those choices end up one day being a consequence. So I'm not saying, that's my dog barking. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. All I'm saying to you, there's a price for the things that we do. Okay? And if you don't like your life, you have the power to change it. Okay? And you may think that you have to create the path that you want. Yes, there's a path that I want, but clearly in the last 7 weeks, it's not turned out that way. And that's okay, because sometimes there are better things for us, or there's a higher plan. So I trust in that. Does that make sense? So my message to you guys is, you know, those videos have helped. Those videos have shifted so much. It's like, I heard it today from a video that I watched. It's like I've gone into an elevator. I'm going to another level. Like you don't always see where that person is going and changing. But then when I come back down, you know, the changes are happening. Okay? You know, everything's slowly starting to make sense. You could probably tell in this video, I'm like, my heart is on my sleeve. I've been through so much, and the people that I see, the people that I look after, you know, it's not easy what I do. And it's like all of us, we all have a purpose, we all have something to do, but you have to take care of yourself. And that was probably my message that's been reinforced in that day 30 video. And that's what I've been doing. So, you know, the path doesn't have to look, it's like a garden. You know, we have a garden and we can landscape it and we can mow the lawn and we can make it as nice as possible. But, you know, a tree's going to grow the way it's going to grow. The grass is still going to grow the way it's going to grow. You know, you're going to get weeds, like things are going to happen. And you know what? When your cup is full, when you have your space, when you have your time out, when you listen to your intuition and your gut, you can create anything. So, you know, my thing is like, you know, in the past, this sort of stuff could really like upset me, break me, or you know what I mean? But I don't anymore. I felt it, I acknowledged it, I made peace with it. You know, there are people in my life now that are coming and going, and it's okay. You know, my business is shifting and changing, but I know that I need to be somewhere else. Like, I am making peace with closing and opening doors. I would really love to hear from you guys. I will try and post when I can, but I'm just sort of under construction at the moment, finding my feet. But most of you know me, and you know, we're like there's pictures and things that say that basically we change, and our body and our cells, they change every 30 days. You know, so we're never always going to be who we are. Okay? And we have to embrace that and accept that. You know, like I know that I'm in like a holding period, and I just have to, I know I'm going to be moving soon, doing stuff, going that masculine mode, 100 miles an hour soon. But at the moment, I'm in my feminine side. Peace, calm, stillness, time out, creating. Lovely to talk to you all. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for everyone that has helped in the last few weeks as well. I hope this video does help you, that in your life, like collectively, there's a lot of stuff going on. Also, to just don't be so hard on yourself. Okay? The main thing is you're making choices every day to change, to grow, to evolve. Okay? Take care. I'll catch up with you soon. See you later. Bye.